For thousands of years, we believed the forest was silent. That the trees stood in stillness, that the flowers bloomed in quiet, and that the grass grew in peace. But we were wrong. Beneath the hum of insects and the rustle of wind, a hidden symphony unfolds. A chorus of cries, unheard by human ears. Ultrasonic screams of thirst, of pain, of life fighting to endure. In the heart of the green world, there are voices. Not myths. Not metaphors. But measurable, recordable, undeniable truths. Now, we pierce the silence. Now, we listen to the language of the living, and discover that even the humble plant can cry. Unseen. Unspoken. But never truly silent. Hidden beneath the frequencies of human perception, a symphony of suffering has echoed for eons. A cry that pierces through time, not with words, but with pulses. Clicks. Bursts of distress that now reach our ears through the miracles of modern science. Tonight, we unravel the myth of a mute wilderness. Tonight, we listen to the living green. The discovery. The revelation did not come from ancient scrolls or shamanic whispers. It came from sterile labs and digital readings, from minds that dared to question the obvious. In 2023, a team of researchers at Tel Aviv University recorded the impossible: plants, in pain, emitting sound. The tobacco plant. The tomato vine. Even the spiny cactus. They produced not rustles or creaks, but deliberate, high-frequency clicks. Inaudible to the naked ear, but they're nonetheless. These were not the sounds of passive life, but of beings reacting. Responding. Reaching out. Every click was a cipher. A coded message. The pulse of distress etched in the language of pressure and rupture. The ancient voice of flora, finally translated into science. The language of suffering. To suffer without sound is not the same as suffering in silence. The plants we once thought oblivious now show us that pain has no single form. There are no tears, no screams, only frequencies. Vibrations from tissues stretched to breaking point, gas-filled cavities collapsing under drought, or wounds inflicted by shears and storms. The language is not born of intention, but of biology. A universal scream shared among species, sent through the air in ultrasonic pulses, alerting the living world of what is to come. Dehydration. Cutting. Disease. Each event leaves a unique fingerprint. Each reaction, a sonic glyph. And in this glyph lies a question: are we the only ones listening, or are plants speaking to each other? The responsive forest. Within the ancient cathedrals of green, the Amazon tells stories not just in trees, but in connections. Trees of the same species share nutrients. Roots talk in chemicals. Leaves warn of danger. But now, we know something more profound: they may also talk in sound. In controlled experiments, nearby plants altered their behavior when exposed to the sounds of their stressed companions. They closed stomata, reduced water uptake, changed growth patterns. Without eyes, they see. Without ears, they hear. This is not just response, this is awareness. The forest is not a collection of trees. It is an orchestra of living, breathing listeners. Each one tuned to the frequencies of life's quietest cries. Ethical reverberations. With new understanding comes old responsibility. If the beings we thought voiceless are in fact crying out, what then of our daily rituals? Of our harvests? Of our consumption? Every sliced stem. Every uprooted root. Every bouquet on a table, every salad on a plate, is it a silence born of death, or a sound drowned by ignorance? For centuries, we have wept for animals. We have fought for forests. But what if the grass itself screams? What if the lettuce sobs beneath the surface? These questions are not comfortable. They are not easy. But they are necessary. Because the cries we now record in labs have always been there, we simply chose not to listen. Future frontiers. We stand on the edge of a new green revolution. One not driven by machines alone, but by understanding. Bioacoustics is becoming the next instrument of sustainable life. With ultrasonic sensors, we can now hear crops in crisis. We can water before they wither. Heal before they die. Soon, farms will no longer guess. They will listen. Orchards will whisper. Fields will speak. And food, perhaps for the first time in history, will be grown not in silence, but in dialogue. Through their hidden voices, plants may help us survive the coming climate shocks. They will guide us. Warn us. Whisper truths we cannot afford to ignore. Now that we know, we cannot unknow. The garden is no longer mute. The forest, no longer a stage of quiet beauty. It is alive in ways we never imagined. Every clipped leaf, every broken stem, every droplet of drought, echoes a sound we chose not to hear. But science has heard it now. And with it comes a question as old as consciousness. If we have ignored the pain of the voiceless, what else have we failed to understand? The world is louder than we ever knew. And perhaps, the true test of intelligence, is not in who speaks the loudest, but in who chooses to listen.